and he is Brian Collingwood. He's the Assistant Vice President for University Advancement, and we're going to be talking about all the great opportunities for people to get involved. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here today.
All right. We kind of are a family show. We like the origin stories. Tell us how you came up, how you got involved in university advancement there.
Absolutely. No, I'd be happy to share. So, first of all, I'm now a proud Gannon alum. So I went to graduate school at Gannon. But prior to that, my first year at Gannon was 2015. I came into town. I grew up in Ohio, up and down Ohio.
Okay.
Came to Erie because they were looking for a new director of the Career Center. And I replaced somebody who faithfully served for 3 decades.
Oh, my gosh.
And I took over the Career Center in 2015. And that was the start of everything for me at Gannon. So worked in the Career Center, helped students find internships, jobs, worked with employers, really started an employer relations focus in that office.
Yeah.
And that turned into an opportunity to work in corporate relations at Gannon, which brought me into advancement work. And so I started working with some of our external partners on a variety of initiatives. I was recruited away. I did leave Gannon for a couple years, but then within this past year, I came back. Dr. Iwanenko, Nancy Bird and the advancement staff, they asked if I'd consider coming back, and kind of had one of those reckoning moments, realized how much I love Gannon, never lost faith in it, and had a nice opportunity to expand my career and come back. So
one of those Velcro moments.
That's right. That's right.
It's Gannon, just it sticks.
That's right.
You know,
I've heard that this happens to some others too. So
it certainly
Gannon
does.
has a way of bringing people back. So
it's amazing, and now you're able to tell the stories not only to prospective donors, but you're hearing from the donors of the impact that the relationship with the university, both as a student. I mean, again, you're a, think about it. You're a 21-year-old engineering or business student, or for me, it was comm arts, right? Yep. And you have all these stories, but then since then, the relationships, the depth, it is a lifelong love, basically.
Definitely. And, it's interesting you mentioned that because, as I mentioned, I got my start working with students and employers, and the amount of former students of our alum that have come forward through social media, through email at different events that we've had to say, oh, Brian, it's so great that you're back at Gannon. We've been following what's been going on. We're excited. I mean, they're well into their early part of their careers, some of the students I worked with. And so it's just wonderful to see that evolution in student growth and in our graduates' affinity for the university.
Brian, it's a big year. It's Gannon's Centennial. Talk about all of that and what that means to maybe prospective donors there for the campaign.
Absolutely. So, in today's world where there's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of questions around higher education, isn't it a wonderful opportunity to celebrate 100 years of Gannon University? Gannon's gone through an evolution of its own, and so we're recognizing a lot of our history from the last 100 years, our relationship with the Sisters of St. Joseph, and everything that came when we first started as Gannon College as an offshoot of Cathedral Prep. So we're recognizing those early days and all those early classes. We've actually had a lot of some of our earliest alums come forward with wonderful gifts this year to help mark our centennial. And so what we're trying to do is really capture our past and educate, especially some of the younger folks, on what Gannon was and how it originated. And then, of course, look forward to the future. Higher ed is going through a lot right now, and it's wonderful to work at an institution that is staying ahead of the curve as far as responding to change. And so we're really focused on a lot of our future initiatives, from the career closet growth for our students to our efforts in building greenhouses here in downtown Erie, our partnership with the EDDC and some of the development downtown. We have an emerging partnership with Ursuline College to expand our premier Catholic education along the Great Lakes. We just hit 10 years with our Ruskin, Florida campus.
It's amazing.
So, there's just so much to celebrate. And so with the Centennial, we thought, what a better opportunity to just celebrate it all, to think about that rich past, and to focus on all the great things we could be doing for the future. So we wanted to pause. We wanted to make sure everybody knew that this was a moment to celebrate. And our donors have been responding tremendously. People have realized, like, okay, if I'm going to make a gift, a significant, transformative gift, this might be the year to do it, to close our current capital comprehensive campaign and to honor this wonderful historic year.
There's something coming up, literally, I think it's tomorrow, where it's almost like an Erie Gives type of online opportunity. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. One day, one goal, right? So we have our Centennial Day of Giving, which, this concept was born a few years back to have a celebratory day of giving, but to make it a Centennial Day of Giving, we've pulled out all the stops. So we have a bunch of donor challenges. For example, if we hit 500 donors on this one day, it unlocks money that comes from a special donor to add to the count even more. If we reach 1,000 donors in one day, it unlocks a $100,000 gift.
Wow.
To enrich our campus with some of the efforts we need to upgrade some of our historic buildings. I mean, this is something that we've never seen before, just the turnout, the excitement. Give you another example. Our athletics teams, all day tomorrow, they're hosting events and kind of a pep rally fun event in our Rec and Wellness Center to celebrate our student athletes, our coaches, our programs, and to get all of the alum and parents involved in giving to support those teams. I mean, not only do we have a lot of great things going as far as the new initiatives in the community and our academics, but our athletics have been fantastic.
Unreal. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're celebrating it all tomorrow, and we're gonna make history. We are going to have more donors than ever in one day. Mark my words on that one. But we still need a lot of help. We've had a lot of great early response, but folks need to now show up and make those gifts, whatever they can offer, right? It doesn't have to be that giant, wonderful, significant gift. I mean, donor participation is crucial. So if it's $5, if it's anything, if it's a graduating senior who can give $20.25 to mark their commencement year, it's important to start that tradition of philanthropy, and it's important to give back toward these wonderful programs and initiatives that have really formed their education.
It feels like it's a good day for even those that are in our Gannon adjacent. So I'm thinking of like neighbors, right?
Right.
Neighbors have benefited from the Gannon students and Gannon proper, in the neighborhood. And so for as little as $20.25, you can make a difference.
You can make a difference, and that is definitely the focus is donor participation. So yeah, naturally we have our alum of all ages and class years, and of course, and we're very thankful for their continued giving. And for those that haven't started to give whatever amount they can afford or they're comfortable with, we encourage them to do that. But you raise a great point. I mean, we have a lot of friends in the community. We have a lot of corporate partners that we have such great relationships with. And we actually saw someone turn around and say, you know what, we appreciate business at Gannon. We want to do a gift this season to support what you're doing. And so one of our construction partners at our new Highmark Event Center, they came forward with a gift to mark this occasion. So, I mean, we're in the thick of it. We're down here.
Yeah.
I mean, Erie's growth is Gannon's growth, and vice versa.
We do a lot of conversations around here about entrepreneurship, and I'm thinking about how many, probably hundreds of small businesses have gone through the SBDC or through the Beehive, right?
That's right.
And again, you might have your burgeoning new business. You can do $25, $50, $100 toward the Gannon Centennial Day of Giving. That's cool.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, whatever somebody's comfortable with. But please, if you're listening, please engage in this day. Whatever you can do, right? We're asking for as many gifts of $100 as we can gather to mark the centennial year, the 100th anniversary. Mm-hmm. But the most important thing is donor participation.
There's no doubt about it. And talk about... some of the realities that this money would be contributed for, because I know you hear scholarships and things, and there might be projects that need to be done. Yeah. Can you discuss some of that stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. And we're proud to have a variety of initiatives that a donor can choose from. So when you go on our gannon.edu/Day of Giving, you will see a variety of designation choices in a drop-down list that'll appear on the screen. Some examples are, of course, the Gannon Fund, which goes to the greatest needs for the university and our students. But through that, too, there's a Gannon Fund academic scholarship option. So you can direct your dollars to support our students' needs. We have 95% of our students are eligible for financial assistance. So that's a great way to make an impact. But then we have special initiatives this year. We have a career closet that I mentioned earlier that really comes through for so many students who need that professional wardrobe for an interview, for a special occasion, for a networking event. And let's face it, not everybody has that ready, especially when you're a young person. So they can go free of any charges, costs, no strings attached. They can go into our Student Success Center and they can find a sport coat, a tie, a suit, any piece they might need, shoes, to make a great first impression on that interview. And so we're looking for 100 gifts of $100 or more to support that. Similarly, we're looking for the same type of gift package, 100 gifts of $100 or more to support our greenhouse initiative on West 4th Street. There's a lot that we're doing to try to focus on sustainability of our great asset in Lake Erie and protect these natural resources around us. And so, through our initiatives, working with some of our regional partners and area scientists, we have an opportunity to really bolster our ability to offer great programs for the community to learn about the natural resources around us. And a lot of that will be happening at the new greenhouses. So that's another initiative that we have. Yeah.
Brian Collingwood is with us. He's the Assistant Vice President for University Advancement. And again, this is that time of year where you're encouraging folks to give. We are in that master campaign for Gannon's next 100 years. If someone wanted to get a hold of you about that, and how's that going, and when does that end?
No, it's a great question.
Yeah.
So we've been hard at work as an institution for the better part of a decade to raise $100 million to set us up for the next century. And so we're happy to share that we're nearing the finish line.
Wow.
But we still have a little ways to go, and we can't stop now, right? So our hope is that during the Centennial year, during this year where we're celebrating our 100th anniversary, we will conclude the calendar year by hitting that goal. And so we really want to hit that 100 million by the end of December or sooner.
Yeah, do it before Christmas so these guys get a week off, you know?
Right. That would be appreciated.
I'm thinking, too, about, you mentioned some of the cool things that are happening around campus. There's some restoration, working with Mr. Hagan on one house is being turned and moved, and there's always something going on at Gannon, right?
That's right. Yeah, and that kind of going back to the piece about Erie's growth is Gannon's growth and vice versa. I mean, we're a downtown partner. One of the things I love about Gannon is Gannon tends to think outside the box, right? So when you think about a traditional college or university, you're going to associate that place with a great place to earn a great education, let's hope, right? Not only does Gannon offer that, but we offer ways to partner to fortify this community we're in. So you mentioned Mr. Hagan, you mentioned I mentioned earlier the EDDC, the Area Downtown Development Corporation. There's so much right here that we need to focus on as partners in the community. And so that's a great and exciting piece about this historic year as well.
There's no doubt about it. The homecoming is in the fall. Can you talk a little bit? Again, it's the Centennial homecoming. It's kind of a big deal.
That's right. Yeah. So the Centennial homecoming. So if you think about, or maybe you've had the opportunity to attend a previous Gannon homecoming, hopefully you had a great time, and hopefully it's something that you'd want to see again. If you think about that experience or what you might just think about or imagine, a homecoming experience might be at a university, and then multiply it by 100. So that
you're not setting the bar low, like you're setting the bar high, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, this is, for example, I mean, we're going to have the block party of the century, right? So in order for us to call it the block party of the century, it better be fantastic, right? so we have there's a variety of events that some of them are public events, such as the block party, but then we have traditions that we're honoring, like our distinguished alumni awards reception and dinner. That's something that we always love doing at homecoming. So that'll be in place as well. We'll be opening up a new alumni house, and we'll have a ribbon cutting for that. That'll be a great gathering place for our alumni, right downtown. Very easy to walk to a bunch of different things in downtown Erie. Go to sports games, go to a show at the Schuster. Wow. There's a lot of great stuff that we have planned for this homecoming. So September 11th through the 14th. A little bit earlier than some other years, but wow, what a great time to come back to Erie or to stay in Erie and participate in something right down the street.
Yeah, you really want to lock in on that date because you're going to want to not get locked out of things that have limited seating and so on.
That's right. That's right.
Really, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
So again, the Centennial Day of Giving is tomorrow, right?
It's tomorrow. It technically starts at 8 p.m. tonight.
8 p.m. tonight.
And it runs till 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Right?
And the website is?
It is gannon.edu/Day of Giving.
Okay. And again, you choose that drop down. I saw that there are like several different boxes that to make just to make it easier on you, but you could choose any amount, right?
You can choose any amount, and if you wanted to give toward a couple different designations, there's an opportunity to do that. You can just click a little button that shows up on the screen that says Add Designation. And so when I made my gift, I made 3 different designations. So you
I mean, again, that whole online giving vibe, people are getting used to that around here.
That's right. That's right. And for those that would rather talk to somebody to walk them through how to make a gift for this Centennial Day of Giving, you can call 814-871-5310, and somebody can assist you with making that gift.
Well, we wish you well. Brian Collingwood, the Assistant Vice President for University Advancement. This is a very cool moment for us Gannon alums because this 100th year is really something special,
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for taking the time, Brian.
Thank you.
Another one of our Gannon Inspire interviews right here at 3:53. It's Talk Erie.